Now we move to another idiom. Can you guess what idiom does this picture suggest? Here we have a man holding a stone, and here we have two birds. Can you guess the idiom? This idiom is used a lot. Can you guess what it is? Okay, so here it is. To hit two birds with one stone. What do we mean by to hit two birds with one stone? Here is the meaning. It means that to complete, achieve, or take care of two tasks at the same time or with a singular series of actions. In other words, you do two things with one simple action. You save the effort. Here we have an example. The gamer learned English while he was playing his favorite game. He really hit two birds with one stone. Here the gamer achieved two things, which the first one is learning English and the second one is playing his favorite game. So he hit two birds with one stone. Here we have another idiom. Look at this picture again and try to find out what's the idiom behind this picture. Here we have a guy and here we have a lot of ears. Can you guess what the idiom is? The idiom is I am all ears, to be all ears. So what does it mean to be all ears? Here is the meaning. It means that you are ready and eager to hear what one has to say, prepared to listen intently. We say it when we are really ready to listen to someone and to carefully listen to whatever he is saying. Here we have an example. Our teacher delivered an interesting lecture about female issues. All the students were all ears. It means that all the students were really listening and they were really eager to listen to what the teacher was saying. Now we move to another idiom. So here you have a man. He is painting his house. However, he is stuck in a corner. Can you guess the idiom? It's very simple. The idiom is to paint yourself into a corner. What does it mean to paint yourself into a corner? Here you have the meaning. If you paint yourself into a corner or box yourself into a corner, you create difficulties for yourself by your own action. Sometimes you do something, but you don't pay attention to what the results will be like. Then you really create troubles for yourself. The child didn't go to school and the administration called his father. The child really painted himself into a corner. He had to tell where he went to. The child in this example put himself into a very difficult situation in which he has to explain everything to his father. If you want to express that you or someone else is really put in a very difficult situation, you just have to say, you paint yourself into a corner. Here we have another idiom. In this picture, we can see here a man holding an umbrella, and we have some dogs and some cats. From this picture, we know that this idiom is related to rain. Now, can you guess what the idiom is? Now, look at this video and try to find out the idiom. So, the idiom is, it rains cats and dogs, which means that it rains heavily. It's really raining. Here I give an example. Put on your raincoat. It's pouring outside. It rains cats and dogs. If you want to express that it really rains a lot, you just have to say, it rains cats and dogs. It's very simple. Now we move to another idiom. Can you guess what idiom does this picture suggest? Here we have a man holding a stone, and here we have two birds. Can you guess the idiom? This idiom is used a lot. Can you guess what it is? Okay, so here it is. To hit two birds with one stone. What do we mean by to hit two birds with one stone? Here is the meaning. It means that to complete, achieve, or take care of two tasks at the same time or with a singular series of actions. In other words, you do two things with one simple action. You save the effort. Here we have an example. The gamer learned English while he was playing his favorite game. He really hit two birds with one stone. Here the gamer achieved two things, which the first one is learning English and the second one is playing his favorite game. So he hit two birds with one stone. Here we have another idiom. Here we have a boy and we have something written on his face. Can you tell what's the idiom? The idiom is written all over your face. Now, when can we use this idiom? Here's the meaning of this idiom. It means that everybody can tell how you feel about something just by looking at your face. Let's give here an example. When Jane saw her ex-boyfriend with another girl, she felt angry. It was written all over her face. It means that just by looking at her face, we can tell how she feels. You can use this idiom to tell someone that you know how they feel about something without even telling you. Now we move to another idiom. Here we have a man and he is cutting a book. Can you guess what the idiom does this picture suggest? Here is the idiom. To cut the long story short. Now, when can we use this idiom? Here is the meaning of this idiom. It is used when a speaker is not going to tell all the details of something, but only the final result. If you have so many details and so many events to tell, but those events are not important to tell, but what matters is just the end or the result, then you can say, to cut the long story short, and then you mention what happens in brief. Here we give an example. Hey man, what happened at the meeting? To cut the long story short, 10 people are going to lose their job. So the first speaker is asking about the events of the meeting. But the second one, he has so many details and so many information to tell, but all these information are not important. What matters is the end or the results of what happens in the meeting. The summary of what was said in the meeting is that 10 people are going to lose their job. It's not important to tell all the events and all the excuses that were presented by the administration staff. All what matters is the last decision, which is 10 people are going to lose their job.